G'day everyone, it's Old Hat Wombat here, and it's been a while since we've done a podcast, but I've got a special guest today, a good friend of mine who I've met in the TikTok community and the gaming community, and he goes by the name of Cash, really good guy, and we've been talking for quite some time. We met online through gaming, and he had some interesting stories to tell about his life, and I find him an interesting person, and he's got some really truthful things to say about his life, and hopefully it's some sort of guidance and also a wake-up call for a lot of people out there and a bit of understanding on what it's like. So again, Cash, thanks for coming along, mate. I really appreciate you coming along. And if you can just start off just telling us a little bit about yourself, like just where you are right now and where you are to be, and then you can just start from the beginning and work your way up.
Yeah, mate. Well, I'm currently living out Western Sydney. I was raised out Western Sydney in Penrith most of my life.
Yep.
Been a Sydney boy my whole life. Lived in the city for a bit.
Yep.
And yeah, mate, sort of just doing the family thing at the moment. I'm just trying to keep my head down, pay the bills, keep food on the table, and get some games in while we're at it.
Yep, I know that feeling. How's the games going? All right? Going strong for game or too busy?
Yeah, they're going all right, mate. You know, it's sort of you hit a plateau and you find something good that you want to jam for a bit. And it sort of slows up a bit. Other things take over. We're all got lives outside of out of gaming.
Exactly. Exactly.
And other priorities take over, but we juggle.
Yeah, we try to juggle our best. Yes.
We do our best with what we've got. You know. So
yeah, mate. Yeah. All right. Well, as I said before, like, you know, you've been getting into gaming and stuff, but like, anyway, we're here to talk about you, and I wanted to know from the beginning, if you could just start telling us where you are comfortable to telling us where you want to start, like directly at the beginning, where you grew up.
Beginning, mate. Well, I was raised in a single household family. Mum was a crim. She was in the drug scene, and she took off when I was about 3 years old. Left me with my old boy. Dad was a bank robber and a knockabout bloke running around Sydney.
Wow.
Back in his heyday. So he ran around with the best of them, Nettie Smith and all the rest of it, and got caught up in his schmozzle and done plenty of jail in his heyday as well.
Yeah.
But he done his best to raise me. So from the age of 3, I was raised single dad. We bounced around refuges and places like Glebe House in Sydney, Rainbow Lodge. And then we ended up finding our own footing out sort of in Western Sydney, which was good. We found a house out there, and we sort of planted our roots out there. And we stayed there probably from the age of 7, and life was pretty good. At the time, Dad was still running a drug habit at the time. And being a single dad and no one else sort of around, life was hard. Life was hard, but we got through it, and there was fun times. But there was also a lot of bad times as well. I remember getting dragged out to Cabramatta with Dad, and Dad would be going to school drugs, and I was about probably 6, 7 years old, 8 years old, you know, and I'd be left at video game places while he went and done his thing and come home. But one thing I can always say, like, as much bad there was behind it, he always done his best.
Yeah.
That's the one thing. Like, he always done his best with what we had. Yeah. He always made sure there was food on the table, always made sure I was fed, always made sure I had clean clothes for school, always made sure I went to school. You know, sometimes I didn't turn up to school. You know, I'd walk out the door and he'd send me to school, but I wouldn't arrive there.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, good. Right. And then I think I hit about early teens.
Yeah.
Just before that. And I hit the doc system. So the Department of Child Services system, just because I was what they deemed me as? They deemed me as an uncontrollable child.
Yeah,
I was deemed by the system.
What year was this? What year was this round, roughly?
This would have been about 90, 98, 99. 98, 99. I think a few complaints got put in by other people a lot of the people didn't like Dad, and they seen that he was a single dad, and I was sort of starting to
Yeah.
go off the rails, and I was hanging around with the wrong people,
Mm.
and I was 9, 10 years old, hanging around with teenagers that were 14, 15, 16 years old, so
Yeah. Bit of
a
an
lot of
influenced age in it. That one, I know what it's like growing up. You want to hang around with the older kids. You want to be cool. Yeah.
that's right. Like
Yeah.
I seen them as the cool kids, and they were getting
Yep.
up the mischief, and
Yep.
I wanted to go down that path, and I think people saw that there was
Yeah.
no discipline from Dad, so that's where
Mm.
Docs come in. That's where Docs come into play,
Okay. Yep.
and so they come and took me from Dad. I think I was about 9 when they first came and took me,
Yeah.
and they put me in the foster care,
Oh,
and
that's rough.
they put me into foster care, and I bounced around a few foster homes, but I was labelled as what they call a runner.
Yeah.
So I might not look
What?
like
What
it
is
now.
that?
My
What's
running days are over. But back
knees?
then I was a runner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
But what
and
made you what made you do that though? Would you rather because you wanted to be with your father and not be in the system?
when
You
I
feel
when
out
I
of place.
first hit the system and I
Yeah.
started going into foster care, that's what it was. It was I wanted to go home.
Yeah.
And the workers and the social workers couldn't understand. Well, we've got you in docs for a reason. Like it's better than home, but home's
Not to
home.
you. What? Yeah. Exactly. Not to
That's
you.
right.
It's not.
Home's
It's your
home.
familiar
I wanted to
surroundings.
be with. That's right.
Yeah.
They didn't realise, and they don't realise
No,
that
they don't.
you're taking a kid from an environment that he knows, and you're putting him with strangers. He don't know these people.
Exactly. Yeah.
They don't know
And
these people, and they put them into this system, and they expect them just to. All right, everything's all fine and dandy now.
it's not.
But
Yeah.
but after a while, I ran for other reasons. Abuse come into place. There was a sexual abuse that took place in foster cares.
Oh. Yeah.
And that took place over a period of probably 4 or 5 years. So
No, that's
that's
not
why
good.
I became a runner. And pretty much once I hit probably 11 years of age,
Mm-hmm.
I was in the juvenile justice system. So I think my first actual charge, I think I was about 11 years old, maybe just shy of my 11th birthday.
Yeah.
And I was in the juvenile justice system just because I thought, well, if I'm in the juvenile justice system, I don't have to go back to foster care
Yeah.
because there was a lot of things happening in foster care. As I said, there was physical abuse, there was sexual abuse,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to be around it. And I thought, well, if you aren't going to send me home to my dad, I'm gonna commit crime, and I'm going to go to juvenile justice,
Yeah.
and I'll use that as a ploy. But also at the same time, then came drug use. So I started using drugs, started smoking pot and cigarettes and drinking at an early age. I think I was about 11.
Yeah.
Then at about the age of 12, I had my first introduction to heroin. And that was sort of a big step. And as I said, a lot of people think, oh, what, you're 12 years old using heroin. But I was 12 years old. I was 6 foot tall. I was a big kid running
Yeah.
around with older kids that were. And by the time I hit 12, I was running around with kids that were 16, 17, young adults.
Yeah.
So,
Were they
yeah.
the ones that introduced you to that hard stuff, the heroin? And
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Because I was hanging around with them, there was that
Yeah.
that peer pressure.
Yeah. That peer pressure and stuff like that. But when you was with your dad though, he didn't do that stuff around you, but you knew he had an addiction.
That's the one thing I can say. I always knew it was there, and he was always honest about it.
Yeah.
But it was never done in front of me.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the thing. So he was always straight up and honest, and he always told me what he was doing, but it was never done in front of me.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Because, like you said, you were saying that he had a drug problem, and like whether he was trying to hide that from you or not. Because, like, just wanted to clarify that as well. Yeah.
Dad was like me, mate. He was I think that's where we get that same traits from. We're open books.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you ask us something, we're honest about it.
Yeah. No, that's good. No, because like that. But obviously, he was trying to do right by you, make sure that you went to school and did the right thing, and didn't follow that path that he was in already.
Yeah.
And he was just trying to do his best with the system. But obviously the system didn't help either, you or your dad. You know, you're both struggling, and they were just like, well, we'll just put him in a home. That'll sort it out. And it didn't. It just made things worse for you, it sounds like.
Yeah, that's all it is. They try and mask a problem with another problem.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to find a solution to the problem,
Mm.
they just make another problem.
Yeah.
They don't realise that. They still do it to this day.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. It's ridiculous, the system. It's ridiculous. Yeah. It's really bad.
Yeah, mate. But yeah, once I hit early teens, I went off the rails. Like I used to play football. I was a football player. I played for St Mary's Saints.
All right.
That went out the window. That went out the window because of drug use.
Yeah.
And once I sort of hit the juvenile justice system, I didn't. It's people say, "Oh, you like getting locked up." It wasn't that I liked getting locked up. It's just that I knew, well, if I'm in the community, I'm not at home with dad. I'm in foster care or I'm on the streets. So if I'm doing what I'm doing and I'm getting locked up, I've got a bed, I've got a warm bed, I've got 3 meals a day, and I'm happy. So I sort of used the juvenile justice system as, I don't know, to my benefit, I suppose.
Yeah.
And I knew I could get locked up and go and get fed and get a warm bed for the night.
But how were they treating you in the system though? Like, you know, was there any abuse and like you're dealing with, obviously, you know, people who did bad things as well? Did they rough you up? Did they give you a bit of hell? Yeah.
At first, it was okay, and then the abuse come after it.
Yeah.
At first, it was okay, and the abuse come after it. And at that time, when I was coming through the system, the abuse was rampant.
Yeah.
And there was a few different youth officers and a few different workers at a few different centres that it was absolutely atrocious, and
Jesus.
no one done nothing about it. No one said anything about it, just because us as young kids, we were told not to talk about it. You know, like, because you look at these people, they're in a position of power. You know, like, and we think, well, no one's going to listen to us. We're just a bunch of kids. We're a bunch of criminals.
Yeah.
We're delinquents and hoodlums. No one's going to listen to us. Like, they're the people that are in charge. They're in a position of power, so their opinion's going to matter. So pretty much everyone that comes everyone that come through the system, the juvenile system, and had to deal with, was sort of introduced to that trauma and that abuse, we all swept it under the rug, and that's what we had to do, and which then in turn caused more problems, because we swept it under the rug. We're released back into the community, and then to deal with that trauma that we suffered in the system, we turned to drugs. We turned to drugs to mask that trauma, and that doesn't solve anything. That just creates another problem.
Yeah.
And you mask the problem, you come back to reality when you're straight, and then more drug use entails.
Yeah.
And with that comes the crime, because then now you need to support that drug use. So
exactly.
It becomes a vicious cycle.
Yeah, and you're going round and around doing the same thing.
Yeah, it's a never-ending vicious cycle, and it doesn't end. So
no, it's not good, mate.
No, it's not.
So how old are you? How old was you when you were in the judicial system then? Like, how old was you then? Like, you're in your early mid-teens now?
Yeah, mate. So I hit the system about 12.
Yeah.
And pretty much that was my life. Like, when I was released in the community, I'd get released for maybe a day or two, and then I'd go and commit crimes to get drugs, to then go back into the system. So pretty much I grew up as a youngster in places like Cobham and Reby and Baxter and Carryong. So that was home for me. But I hit about 16. I hit about the age of 16.
Yep.
And then I was sent for a big one then. So I was charged with a violent assault on another person. and I was sent to carry on. And by the time I was sentenced, I didn't come home until I was 21.
So this is when you were 16?
Yeah,
So you was in there for like 5 years?
Yeah, I got locked up
Wow.
when I was 16. I got locked up when I was 16. I was charged with a malicious wounding.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up doing close to 5, nearly 6. And I was released
Wow.
when I was 21 years of age. So 16 years old, I was at Carry On Juvenile Justice Centre back
Yep.
then, which it was called Carry On Juvenile Correctional Centre.
Yep. Yep.
And then I turned 18, and they pretty much come and said, pack your stuff. You're on your way to the big house.
You're going to, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
so
you're no longer a youngster now with the,
that's
you're
right.
moving
You're an
on
adult
up. Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
You're an adult now. So off
Was
to the big
you
house
must
go.
have been scared then because you're going to somewhere where there was some really hardened criminals. I'm not saying the judicial system has some hardened criminals there as well, but
Yeah.
you're going to the next league.
In all honesty,
Yep.
there was a little bit of fear, but I knew that I'd be okay because Dad had done a lot of jail,
Yep.
and me and my father have the same name, so we're both
Yep.
named Ernie.
Yep.
And a lot of the older heads that were in the system at the time,
Mm-hmm.
in the adult system, they knew my father, and
Yep.
they'd done prison. They'd done a lot of prison with my dad.
Yep.
So I sort of knew, well, if I go to the big house,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to bump into these old people,
Yep.
and they're going to recognise my name. They're going to be going,
Yep.
oh, yeah, that's so and so's son.
Yeah.
He's good.
Yep.
He's a good kid. Look after him,
Yeah.
sort of thing.
So because your dad had connections when he went to prison, he sort of had.
Yeah.
You thought, well, maybe I'll be all right because like these old guys will watch over me because like he did, yeah.
And that's how it was, mate. Pretty much. You know?
Yeah.
Like I walked into the yard, at John Maroney, and people heard my last name and they knew my family. They knew my cousins who had also done prison, and there was a few old blokes that knew me dad, and exactly what I thought would happen.
Yeah.
Which was not a deterrent either because I felt comfortable then.
Yeah.
And that's the last thing you want to feel in prison is comfortable.
No. Yeah.
You don't want to get comfortable there. You don't want to find comfort within that place because there's nothing to deter you from going back.
Yeah.
If you find that comfort and you learn to like it, there's no fear. There's no fear of, oh, well, this can happen and this can happen. And yeah, you it's funny. It's funny that way. But yeah, mate, I was released at the age of 21.
Mm-hmm.
And by that stage, being a young bloke in your 20s, while in the prison system, you link up with different people.
Yeah.
You link up with gangs and all the rest of the thing. You get out of jail and you think you're 10 foot tall and bulletproof.
Yeah.
I got released 21, and I was out in the community maybe 4 months. Nothing had changed. I literally walked out the door. I went home, seen Dad, and I think I stayed at home with Dad for maybe a week.
Yep.
And I was gone again. I was gone again on my travels, back on the drugs, back doing crime, back running the streets. And within 4 months, I was back in custody again.
Wow.
Yeah, within 4 months, I was back in custody again for armed robbery.
Yeah. So when you was currently when you went straight into jail first time,
yep.
Was you able to kick your drug habit then? Because it would have been harder to get drugs, or was it easier to score there? I don't know.
Nah, there's more drugs in prison than there are free.
Yeah. There's a will, there's a way.
That's right. Yeah, especially back then. Like if you couldn't bring it in on the visit, you'd have guards that would bring it in for you.
Yep. You just have to pay him. Yep.
Yeah,
obviously, yeah.
That's how the system works. Money talks.
Exactly. Money talks to everybody, don't it, in the end?
Yeah, money talks. And it's sad because like you're in there and you're trying to rehabilitate and correct yourself to get out to be a better person, but you get out with a habit and you get out, like worse than you came in.
Yeah. So you you feel that obviously the jail system did not help you, and obviously it's not helping you, and the judicial system didn't help you either. Being in these homes didn't help at all. What do you think, in your own words, that they could have done, like when you was a young child, your first night there? You're scared. It's a new place. What do you think they can do better to help young people
the system they need more support in place for kids, not only while they're in there, but education.
Yeah.
Education is key in that system. And if you can, especially in the juvenile justice system, if you can employ a good education system, it'll help a lot.
Yeah.
Because you want these young kids getting out back into the community. And I'm not talking education like schooling wise, that's also well, but
yeah,
you want people that own, I don't know, like not that own businesses, but going in there and getting these kids tickets.
Trades. Like a trade. Yeah.
Get the forklift licenses and white cards.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Stuff that they can use, because at that age, when they're in their early teens, that's prime. Like you're getting you're getting a young bloke, he's 16 years of age, and he's got all these tickets under his belt. He wants to work. Well, why? Yeah, why not do it?
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I so agree on that. Like, I know that they do courses for people who are unemployed, but like they should do that day one, get them a trade, and that's so much more. Yeah, it trades. Sparkies. I mean, look at the country now. We're screaming out for people.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you got all these young kids. They're pretty much, the recidivism rate is crazy. So they're going into the system. Nothing's changing. They're getting out, and they're just doing the exact same thing, and they're going back.
Yeah.
Whereas if they got out with a bit of an education, some trades under their belt, they could go and get an apprenticeship, and by the time they're in their 20s, they're running their own business, and then they can also then employ other people.
Yeah.
They can say, all right, then I come from the system, so I'll get back. I'll employ more kids from that area.
No, that's a good idea. I wholeheartedly agree that education is key, and try and be on the same level. I personally also think you need people from that area to help. Because it's not worth getting some supreme person from the city trying to teach people something from the country. You need to be from the obviously the word term, the streets, to help people on the streets. And you need people like yourself. I mean, you could probably be a great spokesperson to help kids out there, to talk to them and stuff like that. Have you ever thought about doing something like that?
I remember talking to people when I was a kid, and all these support people would come in, and they would try and tell you, don't do this and don't do that and don't do drugs. And I used to question them and say, well, have you done drugs before? No. Have you ever gone hungry before? No. Have you lived in a house, in a squat house, that's been abandoned, or ever had to sleep under a bridge or sleep on trains?
So you can't relate. You can't relate to that, can you?
So what are you doing here telling me how to live my life? You can't relate. You haven't lived. You haven't lived the things that you're telling me not to do. So it goes in one ear and out the other with kids. And it's the same thing these days. The same thing happens today. Like if you try and tell a bunch of young blokes not to do something, they're going to go, well, who are you? Like,
they do. We're all young ones,
You don't understand it. You're not from where I come from, so you can't relate. So there has to be that relatability.
Yeah, exactly. You need, like I said, you need people who live that life to expand those experiences, to tell people, hey, don't follow my path. Not some bureaucratic bullshitter from.
Oh, not some bloke in a suit.
Exactly. Exactly. Because because it's people's natural instincts to do the complete bloody opposite. So
that's right. That's exactly right.
All right. No, I agree. So you said before that you was with your dad and you left. You flew in the coop again. Did he come and see you in prison while you was doing your stint? Yeah.
Dad was there every week, no matter where I was.
All right.
Yeah, Dad was there every week, no matter where I was, and
Yep.
he would catch trains and buses and
Yep.
taxis all over the bloody countryside.
Yep.
And that's one thing.
That's good.
I used to get upset at him because he was getting old by that stage. And
Yeah.
I'd say, Dad, like, it's all good. Don't visit me. I'm okay. I can ring you on the phone. Like, nah, I'm going to come see you. And he'd travel. He'd travel from Sydney. He'd get on a train and go to Wellington, up in the middle of the country. So that's one thing I can say. He was always there. He didn't agree with a lot of things I did, but he was always there for me.
Yeah. He sounds like a good bloke.
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
So you left your dad's place, and obviously you on the drug habit again. So what happened then?
Back to prison, mate. I was out 4 months.
Yep.
I ended up getting charged with an armed robbery. Me and my girlfriend got charged with armed robbery up around the Central Coast area, and it was just back into the vicious cycle.
Yeah.
Back to jail. I ended up getting close to 6.5
years.
Close to 6.5 years.
Jeez.
A bit less. I think it might have been about five and a bit.
And this was it. You said armed robbery, so this was with a gun, like, or a knife, or
a machete.
Machete, right?
Yeah, machete. We robbed. We come up with the plan. We come up with the plan that we were going to go on a road trip to Queensland.
Yep. Yeah.
We had this car, and we're like, you know what? Let's go on a road trip to Queensland. We're going to drive all the way to Queensland, and we're going to go up there, and we're going to do whatever. And we drove from about Penrith, and we got to Gosford, and just thought, no, we're not going to make it to Queensland. So we ended up going to do it. We committed to robberies up there. On our way back, got into a high speed pursuit on the freeway. Crashed the car, and then that turned into a foot pursuit. We end up getting away and made it back home to my coal fender's house, and we hung around there for a bit. And by that time, the police knew who we were. They tracked us back to my coal fender's house, and they arrested us probably 2 days later.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sound like an adventure there. Well, the wild bunch there, mate.
Yeah, absolutely crazy.
Yeah. So, how old was you then when you went back in the nick? Now,
I was 21, mate. So I was released at the age of 21, and I was out about 4 months. So I was still 21 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, I was still.
And so you did another 5? Was it 5 to 6 years for this robbery business?
I went back into the system. Same thing, bounced around.
Yep.
Different jails, different prisons. It's all the same shit. And then I was released. I think I was about 25, 26. I was released, and I had grandeur ideas of I was going to change my ways. And I was going to do the right thing. And I walked out the door, and that all went out the window.
Yep.
Literally, I walked out the front gates of the prison, and that all went out the window. And I didn't go back to Dad's at that time. I went sort of. Where was I living? I was living in a halfway house. Living in a halfway house down at Nowra. They released me to a halfway house down at Nowra, and that didn't help either because I was released into a halfway house where there was people at the halfway house that were using drugs. So I was set up for failure the day I was released.
Yeah.
And
we don't want you doing drugs, but by the way, you're going to have to stay with these people who are doing drugs.
Yes. Yeah. So we're going to give you a roof over your head. We're going to put you in a halfway house. We want you to go to drug counselling and everything else. But by the way, there's people at the house that do drugs. Yeah.
It's so stupid, isn't it?
Yeah. But in saying that also, I'm the one to blame because you can always say no and walk away. But at that time, you don't think about that. You don't think about that. So then the vicious cycle started again. Back on the drugs, same thing. I was on parole at the time, reporting every week down to Nowra. That sort of all went out the window. That all went out the window in about sort of 2 weeks. because I was back on the drugs again,
Yeah.
back doing crime again. I left Nowra, come back up to Sydney,
Mm-hmm.
and back to Sydney, same thing, mate. Running amok, causing chaos out west here in Penrith, and back to prison I went. I ended
Yeah.
up getting charged. I think I was out 28 days. So
Wow.
I've been released. I've been released after just finishing 5, close to 6 years, and I was in the community 28 days. Like, yeah, 28 days before I was arrested and sent back. So
Yeah.
I was arrested and sent back for a drug fueled assault. So a vicious assault on another person due to drug psychosis. So
Mm.
it was an innocent person. They had nothing to do with anything. I was just too far gone on the drugs, and I was in a psychosis sort of mode,
Yeah.
and just attacked the poor random bloke with his mates that I thought were out to get me,
Yeah.
and it turned out there wasn't. Like
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Was this when you was on heroin, or was this like stronger shit, or?
This was the heroin and the methamphetamine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and it sent me down that path, and
Mm.
yeah, an innocent bloke was attacked with I think I hit him with a bat or a fence paling or something.
Jeez.
And yeah, crazy times, mate. Like I remember when I went to court for sentencing, by that time, I'd actually come to realise what I'd done. And the judge asked me, he goes, mate, are you remorseful for what you've done? And the old me would have said, nah, fuck you, fuck the system, you can all go and
Mm.
get fucked. But the new me, I suppose the person that I am now, is when I realised in that courtroom, I stood up and I said, look, I'm sorry. Like, I'm terribly sorry for what happened. You're an
Mm.
innocent victim. You had nothing to do with anything. And
Mm.
I could empathise, and I took accountability for what
Mm.
I'd done. And
Yeah.
I think at that moment when I actually stood up and I apologised to the bloke and I took accountability for what I'd done, I realised in myself something was changing.
Yeah.
I wasn't the same person, and I think at that moment I realised I'm getting too old for this shit. I
Yeah.
can't keep doing this. And yeah, but back into the system, mate. I think I got out. After that, I got out. I was 27, 28. I got out. I got out when I was 33. So I got
Yeah.
out in 20. I got out in 2023. So what are we now?
Yeah.
2026.
Yeah, mate. 3 years
So
ago.
so I got out 3 years ago, mate. From doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I walked out them gates. And while I was inside this time, I realised probably in my last 12 months, I realised that I had enough. I come to that realisation, you have to change. You
Yeah.
have to change your ways. And I don't know what it was, in all honesty. I don't know
Yeah.
what it was that made me realise that, but I think I just had reflection. I hit my 30s
Mm.
and I had nothing to show for it. And I had mates out there that were in their 30s, that were married, that had kids, that had businesses, they
Mm.
were going on holidays, they were living life.
Yeah.
And I sat there in my prison cell thinking, well, what do I have? What do I have to offer? What do I have to show for the life that I've lived?
Yeah. You got nothing to
And,
show for except for like
and it was
this,
nothing.
this cycle that you was doing.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
thought, well,
Yeah.
okay, I've got a reputation in the area that I grew up in.
Mm.
Everyone knows who I am, but a reputation isn't going to put food on the table. It's not going to pay bills. It's not going to get me a nice car. Like
Mm.
it means shit.
Yeah.
It means nothing. And that's when I realised, all right, well, I can show love to the streets, but the streets are never going to love you back. They
Yeah.
don't care about you.
Yeah.
They do not care about you. Like, and
Mm-hmm. They chew up and spit you out.
all that time, all those favours that I'd done for people in the streets, all those favours that I helped people collect debts and everything else, and people that called themselves my mates and my friends, none of them ever visited when I was in jail. None of them ever sent money while I was in jail. None of them ever went and checked on my dad before he passed away in 2014 when I was in jail.
My condolences, mate. I'm sorry about your dad.
Yeah, so I think I realised that. I realised, well, I'm going to get out and I'm going to go back to the same life, these same people that don't care about me. So why in the hell would I care about them?
Yeah.
And my last 12 months, mate, I knuckled down and I started to get some education under my belt. So I went and got my forklift license. I went and got my white card. I went and got my first aid ticket.
That's excellent.
I've done a few hospitality things, and I thought, well, now's the time. It's either now or never.
Yeah.
So,
you had an epiphany, didn't you? That's the word I'm thinking. I was trying to think of an epiphany. Epiphany, I need to wake up. It's a bit of a wake-up call.
I think it was the old boy coming down to kick me in the ass. And say, mate, you need to pull your finger out.
Yeah.
You need to pull your finger out and start to use your fucking head.
Yeah.
And I think I truly think that's what it was. He could see from wherever he is. He could see where I was going.
Yeah.
And
he didn't like it. He didn't want you to follow the same path.
He didn't like it. But I was released, mate. As I said, I walked out them gates a different man. I walked out them gates a different man. And
was anyone waiting there for you, or if you don't mind me asking, or was it you just by yourself?
Just by myself, mate.
Yeah.
Just by myself. Like I've got brothers and sisters, but we're all estranged.
Yeah. I'm the same.
Yeah.
Related but not related. Yeah.
They got their lives and they got their and also I've always been the sort of person, I didn't like to burden people with my problems.
Yeah.
So I'd go to prison, I'd do my sentence, and I'd say, no, well, I put myself here, I'll look after myself here. I don't want support from anyone. You've got families to support, you got kids to support. I'll support myself while I'm in here.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a burden on anyone, So But yeah, mate, I was released and I was lucky enough to have my sister Ashley. She's a nurse up in the Penn Hospital.
Yeah.
She said, well, you need somebody to go for parole? I said, yeah, it's either that or I go to a halfway house. And my sister Ashley said, well, you're not going to a halfway house. You can come here. You can come to my house. So that saved me a lot, I think, because getting out to her house, whereas, like I said, she's a nurse. She got kids.
Yeah.
And she kept me in line. Kept me on the straight and narrow.
Kept me on check, hey?
Yeah.
Is she an older sister or a younger sister?
She's younger. Yeah.
Baby sis. Watch out for big brother. Good on her.
Yeah, she's younger, but it was that stability also.
Yeah.
Because she understood. She understood the life, and she said, "Well, he's going to come home. At least he's going to have a stable roof over his head."
Yeah.
And I think that's what saved me, in all honesty, because I come home and I done my first TikTok video. The first TikTok video.
Yeah, I saw that TikTok video. I loved it.
That's at my sister's house in her kitchen.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. Right. It's a good video.
That's at my sister's house in her kitchen. I mean, I even mentioned her in that. And I think that's what saved me. I come home and I wasn't in a halfway house. I wasn't in a refuge, and I never had drugs around me. And I was at a stable accommodation, surrounded by family. And I realised this is good. This is good living. This is what I want. I can do this. I can do this good living. Yeah. And from there, mate, I pretty much I done everything I could. I cut off everyone. Pretty much everyone from the old life. I said, well, that's it. I don't want nothing to do with yous. Cut them off. Deleted all their numbers. Don't talk to any of them. That's what had to be done. And
do you feel better for it though? Like getting, I mean, obviously you might have had good friendships there, but like you're trying to keep away from that life again. you didn't want to succumb back to it. So cutting off people might have been hard for you. Was it a bit hard though?
Nah,
No?
because they were never friendships.
Oh,
They were
okay.
never, they were never friendships because it was based on drugs
Yeah.
and money and what I could get from them
Yeah.
or what they could get from me.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it was pretty easy. And also, I was determined. I was determined to sort of I'm gonna have a real crack at it, and I'm gonna remove myself from this situation,
Hmm.
and I'm gonna try and go legit. And if I fail, I can say at least I tried.
Yeah.
You know, I was successful in it. Oh, yeah, I was successful in it, mate. You know, like,
No, good on
and
you.
I am where I am today. I've been out now 3 years. 3 years I've been out of prison.
Mm-hmm.
Finished parole for the first time ever.
That's excellent.
So no
Great
parole.
work.
I finished parole probably 12 months ago. 12 months ago, 18 months ago.
That must have felt like a burden lifted off you, though.
Oh, mate, going in to jump for their hoops every week. You know, but I understand why they do it.
Mm.
It keeps people in check. I also noticed when I went in there, it was good because it reminded me why I was doing it.
Mm.
It reminded me I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer to my goal.
Yeah.
You know, like, and then the day that the parole officer rang, and she said, "Well, no more supervision. That's it. You're a free man. You can do what you want."
Because technically, it wasn't free because, like, you might have been out in at your home, your sister's home, but you're still doing that parole thing. Was it once a week or?
Yeah, once a week, mate. Every week, once a week.
Yeah, and doing those checks, you still got that feel like they got the reins on you still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're coming to do home visits. They come to check on you. You know, and they're still sort of they're in your life and they're all up in your grill, and it's a deterrent. If you got plans, you want to go out somewhere, and then they all of a sudden they want to come and see you with a home visit, it messes things up. You know, but free of that, mate. Clear of that.
That's excellent.
Yeah, free of that, clear of that, mate. And I just realised, well, there's more to life.
Yeah.
There's more to life doing what I was doing. And yeah, I'm doing it now, I suppose.
Exactly. Well, yeah, man. Well, we'd probably been having this conversation if you kept going.
Yeah. No.
I mean,
wouldn't have been.
yeah, it could have anything could happen in that time frame.
There wouldn't have been no Wombat and Cash, that's for sure.
Wombat and Cash sounds like a buddy cop movie. Wombat and Cash.
Tango and Cash.
Wombat and Cash. I would pay top dollar for that movie. I would watch that movie. I'd watch the fuck out of that movie.
That's right.
God,
that's 80s mullets.
Yeah, gotta have a mullet. Gotta have a mullet and the flannelette shirts and jumping out of cars while they're moving.
That's right, the ripped jeans.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh my god, that was funny as. So now that you've been out, you're off the parole. What are you doing with your? What's going on with Cash right now? What's going on?
I was working in the warehousing industry.
Okay.
I put my tickets to good use, mate.
That's excellent. Yep.
It was hard at first because a lot of people, as you know, they want to do a criminal history check.
Yeah.
And that's the hard thing. But I found a bloke over at Wetherill Park.
Yep.
And he goes, "Oh, we'll do a phone interview." I said, "Listen," I said, "I'll come in and see you." He goes, "All right." So I went in and done the interview with him. He goes, "Why did you want to do a face-to-face interview?" I said, "Just because." I said, "I think I can." I said, "Face-to-face, it's better." And I told him my life story. I said, "Mate, this is who I am." I said, "I'm not going to piss in your pocket." I said, "This is the life that I've come from." I said, "I'm trying to do the right thing." I said, "I got my forklift license. I got my white card." I said, "Mate, and I'm willing to work." I said, "I'll be here every day, whenever you need me." And I think he saw that determination in me.
Yeah.
And he goes, "You know what?" He goes, "I'm going to give you a go. I'm going to put you on." He goes, "Regardless of your criminal history, I'm going to give you a chance." And that's all it took. So I was working in the cold storage like yourself.
Yep.
Working in the cold storage industry over there for probably about 6 to 8 months.
Yep.
Yeah, 6 to 8 months. and then something happened. He had to let me go because of staff and everything else.
Oh,
And then he let me go, but he gave me another sort of a lineup. So
that's good.
He speared me into someone else,
That's
and
awesome.
he speared me into someone else. So I went and worked for them. I was working for an engineering company over in Blacktown, just doing, I think they call it RFS work, sort
Mm-hmm.
of up and down. You're doing labels and stacking
Mm-hmm.
shelves and
Yeah.
forklifts and all that sort of stuff. That kept me busy for probably another 6 months. They kept me busy,
Mm-hmm.
paid the bills. Me and the missus had our own place, and that sort of fell through
Mm-hmm.
just because I can rent, mate. You know, like it's
It's
hard.
ridiculous, and they're making it so hard for people right now.
It is
Living in Australia,
crazy.
fucking bullshit.
Like we had a little studio apartment,
Yep.
and that was my first ever place that I had of my
Mm-hmm.
own, and it was a little studio.
Mm-hmm.
It pretty much had everything in it. I'd lived in bigger prison cells,
Yeah.
and we were paying $480 a week.
Yeah.
Right. So between the both of us, we're paying like $800 like a fortnight, and that time we couldn't afford it. Like,
Yeah.
it was too much.
But did it feel good though, having your own place though, like a place that was called yours that you owned with your own money?
That was the best feeling. Like the best feeling.
Yeah.
Going out and to get keys, to get the actual keys and walk into the place.
Yeah.
I was like, well, this is mine. Like I've earned this. Like the old me is gone. Like, and it was an achievement. It was an achievement. But yeah, it didn't last long, mate. Like, we ended up losing that just because of rental prices. And
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
We bounced around for a bit, me and the missus, then doing temporary accommodation and doing the housing situation. And then we found a spot at our uncle's place. So our uncle said, well, look, I've got a spare room. You're welcome to come here and stay. So I put a roof over your head. And that's where we ended up. We ended up at our uncle's house, and he's held us hostage here, mate, for 12 months and won't let us leave. You know?
Well, he sounds like a good bloke.
I tried to leave, and he reckons, no, you can't. You're stuck here. That's it.
He sounds like a good guy, though. You know.
Yeah. He come at a time of need. I think. Yeah. He come at a time of need. I wish he'd leave me alone sometimes. But I'm stable, and that's a good thing, mate. I'm stable.
Yeah.
I've got a roof over my head. I'm drug free.
Yep.
And just enjoying life. Enjoying life luxuries, mate. So,
yeah. That's good.
As you know, you see me videos and me photos from when I went on holidays, and the old couldn't have done that.
No.
Yeah, the old cash couldn't have done that. So
no, they look like a nice holiday you had. It looked really nice and good to get away. Mate. Yeah, they look really lovely. It makes you feel good going out to those little country places and country towns and scoping out the scenery. Yeah.
It was a reset that I needed just within myself.
Yeah.
And I sort of went out there, and I looked back on how far I come.
Yeah.
And I looked back and I thought, well, 5, 10, 15 years ago, you wouldn't imagine yourself sitting here where you are today.
Exactly,
and it was a massive sort of moment within myself of accomplishment.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it. But yeah, mate, I suppose what I'm doing now, I'm doing it. I'm not working currently at the moment just because of an injury.
Yeah.
But I'm just I'm waking up, mate, and I'm just trying to get things done, and I'm happy I'm breathing.
That's the main thing, mate. You're happy where you're breathing. And not only that, I've got to ask you a question. You said, like, because of your criminal history, you found it hard to get work because people obviously got to do a criminal record check. We do it where I work. And do you think people should be a bit more easygoing with people who are coming out? Do you think that they should give them a fair go, like, depending?
Yeah, just because you'll find that a lot of crims, they'll work because they've worked in jail for people. So they've worked in there doing warehousing jobs for $20 a week.
Yeah, for shit money.
Yeah, for shit money.
Yeah.
Whereas if you can get them out here and you can give them a decent wage every week,
Yeah.
and they can see that they've got a decent wage every week, and they've got something that's stable,
Yeah.
a job that's stable
Mm.
and that's paying the bills and that's keeping everything happy, you'll find that you'll find a good employee in that person.
Yeah.
I think too many bosses look at the criminal history check and they shut people down straight away.
Yeah, I agree to that. Yeah.
Yeah, they shut people down straight away. Whereas if they actually give the person a try, give them a run, and that's all they need. Just a chance.
What have you got to lose? Like, give them a fair go and see what they like. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah. Give them a chance, and you might surprise yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe that's all that needs is that turning around for that person themselves. Like, they just need someone to believe in them.
That's right. Just that one person to say, you know what, I believe in you.
Yeah.
And show them that bit of support.
Mm.
And then that could then change that person's life. And then that person could go on and change someone else's life. And
exactly,
it becomes a chain reaction.
Like pay it forward sort of thing, yeah.
Yeah, people don't think like that.
No, they don't, unfortunately.
You do an act of kindness to one person today, that person could then go on and do an act of kindness for 10 other people. And it's just a chain reaction.
Yeah. No, that's good, mate. So you said you got a work injury, so you're just having a rest here. But I also noticed, I remember when we would have a previous chat, you said that gaming helped you. Like, you remember you said
gaming saved my life.
How did it save you? If you can explain maybe that little terminology for me.
When I cut a lot of the people off, and I cut a lot of my old friends off, I was bored.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
What do I do now?
Yeah.
I've been a drug addict and a criminal my whole life.
Yeah.
All my friends, they're all drug addicts. They're all criminals. So what do? So I turned to gaming, and that helped with anxiety. And I ended up making new friends while gaming. Yourself one included.
Yeah, mate.
But it helped a lot because it kept me busy.
Yeah.
But I also built friendships and relationships with people that I met gaming.
Yeah.
And it's a big thing. Sometimes the missus don't understand it. She might kick me up the arse a bit because I game a little bit too much. But yeah, like it was a big thing, and it helped me. It helped me a lot and kept my mind busy, and I think that's what I needed at the time. I think I needed that at the time. But also, in saying that, it was sort of a good and a bad thing because I suffer bad anxiety, and I don't like to go to public places, and I can't go in the shopping centres and stuff like that just because of being institutionalised from the system.
Yeah.
So I found myself a lot more at home.
Being a bit more recluse. Yep.
Yeah, I found myself a lot more at home, reclusive.
Yeah.
And then which in turn playing more games. And I had to pull the handbrake up on it because playing too much games was then starting to lead to barneys between me and the missus.
Yeah, you don't want that,
You're spending more time on the game than you are with me. And
Oh, yeah, you got to have that balance. It's hard sometimes.
There has to be that balance. Otherwise everything gets flipped on its head.
Yep, agreed, yep.
And it's happened to me a couple of times. I've spent way too many nights playing Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto.
I know, I was
and then I'm getting kicked in the ass in the morning by the missus.
Yeah.
Saying that if I could spending too much time on that fucking thing, and so it has to be that balance.
Oh yeah, I know she's been a bit quiet, but I totally understand. Like, you got to keep the missus happy, and there's got to be a balance.
You can blame her for the quietness.
All right, hey, I want my cash back. I want my boyfriend back. What are you doing?
I'll tell her. I'll say Wombat needs his cash back.
Yeah, I need my sexual chocolate back.
Yeah, that's right. But I think I hit a plateau in gaming. Like, the last couple of weeks, I just found that there was nothing new. Like, there's nothing new.
Yeah, I go through that. I go through that myself too. Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with you. Yeah.
was like there was nothing new. There was all right. We got Black Ops 7. You can jump on. You can play with the boys in the
yeah,
community,
yeah,
and but it was just the same thing. And I just thought, oh well, maybe if I have a break for a couple of weeks
yeah,
and go and do something else, I
yeah,
might miss it. I might
yeah,
miss it
yeah,
and jump back on and do
yeah.
it. Yeah.
But I'm glad that you said that. Hey, you found something to pass the time that didn't result in like getting back into the old habits. That obviously must have been hard though, trying to kick back the old habits and
Nah, mate. I'm at
yeah,
that stage. I'm at that stage now, mate. I've
yeah,
been 3. You know, I
yeah,
think I say 3 years,
yeah,
but I've got to remember I've only been in the community 3 years, and I
yep,
think the last 2 years of my 5 year sentence that I just done
mm-hmm,
is when my sort of mindset changed. So
yep,
I can honestly say my headspace
yep,
and my mindset has been in a positive place for probably the last 5 years,
yep.
and
That's good.
it's not changing anytime soon.
Yeah,
Like, it's not changing anytime soon, mate. Like
yeah,
I still now I had a mate the other day, and he's still caught up in the scene, still
mm,
doing the same shit.
mm,
And I tried to sit down and talk to him and tell him like, mate, what are you doing?
mm,
Like, well, you know it's not going to lead to anywhere, and you know the life that I lived.
mm,
Take some tips from me because it's not going to work. So I
mm,
find myself now trying to use my life experiences
yeah,
to better someone else's life,
yeah,
and to try and give them some insight into, well, if you keep doing what you're doing, this is where you're going to end up, and this is the life that you're going to
mm,
lead. And are you willing to put yourself, and not only yourself but your
mm,
family
yeah,
and your kids and everything else through all that trauma and all that bullshit,
yeah,
just so you can fill whatever it is, your ego or your pride, or is it really worth it?
yeah.
So that's what I'm at sort of at now.
Would
I'm trying to
Would you want to
try
do
to
something like that though? Like, be like help with the youth or people in need, like maybe work, like apply for some type of work like that to be like some sort of counselor?
yeah. Well, I've been looking at TAFE courses lately, and
Okay,
you can
yeah.
go to TAFE and you do youth work TAFE courses. So
Mm-hmm.
you do like you can go there and study, and I think it's might be 12 months to
Mm-hmm.
4 years, I think,
Yeah.
and you get your youth work thing. But I'm in the process at the moment of talking to a few of the boys that I grew up with that have sort of changed their ways.
Oh,
And
okay.
what we want to do is like just in the local area is just go down and get a barbecue going. Get a barbecue going, watch
Sounds
the footy.
excellent.
Yeah, get a barbecue going, get a footy
Exactly.
going, and
Yep.
get a couple of the young blokes around and just have a talk to them and just say, look, we're not here to preach, we're here to listen. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not here to preach. We're here to listen. We understand where you've come from.
Mm.
We can relate to where you've come from,
Yeah.
and you're welcome to come down. Like street kids, you're welcome to come down, get a
Mm-hmm.
feed. Talk a bit of shit, kick the footy around. And
At their terms and at their level.
yeah, at their terms and their level.
Yeah,
Saying,
exactly. Yeah.
and just let them know, like, we're not here to preach anything to you. We're not here
Mm.
to jam anything down your throat. We're
Yeah.
not here to tell you, not here to tell you what to do.
Yeah.
We're just here to let you know that we understand where you come from,
Exactly. Yeah.
and we're here to listen if need be,
Yeah.
and have a feed, and have a bit of fun while you're at it.
Do you think I was going to ask you, like in this day and age, obviously young people in general are looking for role models, and you think like you see all these young influencers, and
Yep,
like you, they're obviously the kids are looking up to, especially young boys are looking at the idolizing and thinking that the criminal life is like romanticized by a lot of influencers out there.
100%.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
and it's
100%.
nothing like that. They need to.
No,
They're doing obviously a lot more harm than good, aren't they?
yeah, they are. They look at people. I suppose not people on TikTok and everything else, but they look at the criminality side of it. A lot of the
Mm,
rap groups these days,
yeah,
a lot of the hip hop things, they're talking
yeah,
about crime and all the rest, and they think that it's cool, and they
mm,
think that, oh well, I've got to be in the streets and I've got to be a gangster and
mm,
I've got to
yeah,
do what they're doing to be cool.
Yeah.
And it's not like that.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, it's not like that. Like, you're going to ruin your life for one simple mistake. You know, like, you're going to ruin your life, and that's all it takes. These young kids don't realise that. They go and get into a fight, and they hit a person. That person then falls over, hits their head, and dies. So now you've ruined 2 families just from what? Because I'm from the 2750 postcode, and you're from fucking the 16 postcode. Like,
Yeah.
who really gives a fuck? Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You've just now ruined 2 lives over a postcode war. So
A lot of ego, isn't it?
Yeah, and now you're going to prison for the rest of your life because of what you've done. Like, they don't think of the consequences. And there needs to be a lot more sort of transparency.
Yeah.
There needs to be a lot more transparency, but just steering them in the right direction. Like, I know there's a few people out there doing it at the moment. Like, there's a young bloke. I say he's not a young bloke. He's probably about my age. He's a bloke that I done jail with, and his name's Pucks. And he's got out and he's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
He's a young older bloke, trying to steer him in the right direction.
Yeah.
Takes him down the park and does fitness with them and just listens. And he'll get down there and he'll do fitness stuff with them and kick the footy around with them.
That's excellent.
And just listens. And that's what there needs to be. There needs to be more people like that.
Yeah.
And like what I'm trying to do. And like what there is a few people out there trying to do it. And
yeah, just not enough, is it?
Just not enough. Like,
yeah.
And it's hard sometimes because kids are stubborn.
Oh yeah, they are. I know. I got two of my own.
It's hard because they're stubborn and they don't listen. So, and I remember back at that age when listening to people and it goes in one ear and out the other.
Oh yeah, I was a kid once too, mate. I remember, listening to people and just you just zone out.
Yeah.
Yep, you zone out and you just see the mouth opening, but nothing's coming out because you're too busy preoccupied with your own bullshit being a teenager.
That's right. That's exactly right. You know?
Yeah.
I think they could do with a lot more positive influences for the youth today.
Yeah.
There needs to be a lot more hands-on. Sort of positive influence, like with the youth today. Like we can all sit here and talk about it until the cows come home.
Yeah.
If we don't actually go out there and get hands-on with the situation and sort of get amongst it with them, nothing ever changes.
Yeah.
So everyone can say, oh, yeah, well, we've got to do this and we've got to do this and this needs to happen, but we've actually got to do it.
It's all good. It's all good saying, like, oh, we've got to do this and got to do that, but actions speak louder than words, don't they?
100%, mate.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Well, listen, keep me posted about this thing you're trying to do with your mates. All right.
Yeah,
I'll see if I can help in any way. Like, get the word out, like maybe help with some social media or some postings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or or whatever, or if you need like do a charity, right? We can do maybe a charity stream and get some money go towards like the barbecue and stuff or whatever.
Yep.
All right. Because like I really appreciated talking to you about this because like I said to you before, I think the problem is, like you said, you have a lot of influencers out there who romanticize criminal life and think it's, and then like you said, and not only that, and the music scene, and Hollywood, like they romanticize everything. And you're young, impressionable kids, you think that's cool, and you think, you want to be the duck's guts.
Yep.
And the next thing you know, you got a criminal record, and no one's there to watch your back.
Yeah.
You're alone. Yeah. So, before we finish up, I just wanted to ask you if there's anything on your mind that you want to say to people out there to maybe reach out, or if they feel that they can't speak to anybody, or just some wise words from the cash.
Never be too proud. Never be too proud to ask for help. So when I was growing up, I was always too proud, and I never wanted to ask for that help or support because I was too proud and I was too embarrassed. So never, ever, whatever you're going through out there, whatever it may be, whether it's, whatever it is, doesn't matter what it is. There is help out there. There are people that will listen. There are people that understand. There are people that are from your area, whatever you're going through, they do understand what you're going through. So never ever be too proud or too embarrassed to reach out and ask for help, because you will be surprised what is out there.
Yeah.
And yeah, pretty much that's it, mate. Like, you just, if they can get that help with whatever they're going through, it could help them and change. Like,
that's some wise words, mate. Yeah, never be too proud to ask for help. I wholeheartedly agree on that one. We've all been some dark places and stuff.
You find a lot of people there, they don't like to ask for that help because they're embarrassed or they're too proud, and their ego gets in the way, or they don't want to be a burden. They don't want to burden other people with their problems. But if you don't find a solution to that problem, that problem is always going to be a problem. And it will develop into more problems, which will then snowball out of control. And before you know it, you're up shit creek without a paddle, and you can't do nothing about it. So if you need the help, mate, reach out, ask for it.
Exactly, reach out and ask.
You'll be surprised.
Yeah, no, that's some wise words, Cash. I'm going to wrap it up here because it's been just over an hour. And I really appreciate. No, that's all right, mate. I really appreciate you telling and sharing your story with us, mate. And hopefully, you guys out there have listened to the entire story, because this was a really good chat with Cash, and might have you on again for another one. Maybe it would be good to just chat about some things. Maybe we could do some topics or something. It might be. That was really good. I really enjoyed this. Again, Cash, thank you so much, mate. And keep you posted. Yeah, keep you posted on thing. I'll keep you on after a minute because I want to talk to you after the podcast. But thank you again, everyone. Thank you for watching. And if you've liked this video and you want to see more videos like this, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to see more podcasts or you want to see Cash come back again, comment down below and let the Wombat know. Much love to you all.